What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling wonderful today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. I'm gonna move this over a little bit, Cancer. Your support really is just fantastic, Cancer. And it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy how yourself is brought you here. We're in for an amazing journey. Now, the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our lovely ruler here, the good old Moon. And also, this is Rhonda, Cancer. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, when she's going void of courses, all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so y'all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Oh, not as smooth as I would have liked, Cancer, but that's fine. But Cancer, your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. And Cancer, happy Venus Day. Venus rules over Fridays. Maybe you're getting ready for a hot date, or maybe you're getting ready to just go out, just socialize there. Cancer, go appreciate the beauty that this world has to offer. And also, Cancer, we're still in that first quarter energy in Taurus. And with this energy, Cancer, I feel this is a good one because Taurus is a sign of sensuality. They have a very acute senses, and not even just in like their five senses, because I feel like whatever this is that you're working on, when we're meeting this challenge, it's paying attention to how whatever this is that you've embarked on this new lunar cycle, how has it, one, physically made you feel sure? Are you feeling more rejuvenated, feeling more rested, energetic, however that may be translating. Thank you, spirits. But also, when you think about the senses, there's also that wonderful sixth sense there, Cancer. And how are you feeling kind of on that sort of spiritual kind of level there? Are you feeling more just energetically lighter? Are you feeling more receptive to those universal energies, the flow, the course, feeling more kind of sensitive to those energies? Because Cancer, just because we are an emotional and sensitive sign, that doesn't just mean that we're just like sensitive, like in that traditional sense. We are sensitive to the energies. So I feel like paying attention to how that has kind of strengthened your connection with source and things as well there, Cancer, and has this really provided you a solid foundation and really kind of lifted up your self-esteem as well. That's another aspect that Taurus covers as well. So just kind of thinking about that, and then just keeping that very kind of steady, methodical approach as you're going through this lunar cycle as we get closer and closer to the full moon that's going to be happening in Leo next week. Cancer, are you excited? I know I am. But also, Cancer, last few things here. Well, couple of things. These readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below are some links for some other readers that I like watching, Cancer, so definitely check them out. Very intuitive group. I think you'd enjoy them. Also, there's a link for a couple of astrology as well, and also some apps that I like working with as well there, Cancer. So just all kinds of goodies in that description box, so definitely check that out when you get a moment. But let's go ahead and get into your general energy of the day here, Cancer, and look at this leading up to this Leo full moon here. And I like this, Cancer, because you have the first quarter moon in Leo, which is a card of be humble. And that's very interesting, Cancer, because I feel with this energy here, where it is one thing I feel like to be very proud of what you're doing and how far you have come along. I do feel like we do want to be mindful with this, as far as like to realize like what going through these challenges and how humbling that experience can be, to kind of see your limitations, to understand where it is that you do bring it, and also acknowledging the areas where you still notice that like I have troubles kind of sticking to this routine here, or I noticed that maybe I kind of came in a little hot thinking I'm going to be all this, going in all big and bad, but then the universe is just like, all right, buddy. And I don't feel like it's necessary necessarily doing that to keep you down. And if you know, it's a balance. Where I feel like when we get into that humble type of energy, you know, I do feel like it is kind of acknowledging where you're at and being. I feel like, you know, like how do I want to put this, Cancer? I feel like there's this like honoring the process, you know, and realizing that. And it's just like I feel like understanding your limitations and meeting them with compassion, you know, with this humble energy, you know, and not like looking at it as, oh, I'm better at everyone. And that's another thing too. I feel like when it comes to, you know, when you're going on this spiritual growth, that doesn't necessarily mean that you are better than someone else there, Cancer. We all go about this journey very differently, and how we experience things is very differently. We may be at different vibrations, sure, but I feel that there is this just being mindful too that we all are in this together, and it's not a competition. It is, you know, this is meant to be an energy of encouraging each other's, in a sense. You know, we want to lift each other's up, or lift each other up. And you know, you and I feel too, yeah, this is a very interesting energy here, Cancer. Let me get some tarot on this and get a little details on this. All right, Cancer. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, look at that lovely sun. I'm with it. Okay, I'm with this, Cancer. So you have the Two of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, the Five of Wands, the Six of Wands, the Queen of Wands. A lot of energy here, Cancer. And then the wonderful Sun. And with this Sun energy, you know, Leo is ruled by the Sun. And I do feel like, Cancer, again, there is this energy of shining bright. But, you know, not because we were just talking about that yesterday, being able to shine. But I also feel like that there is this energy of remembering to the people that helped you get there along the way, that this wasn't just, yes, you did some solo work, but there are, you know, the people who have helped you along the way while you were getting towards this wish, who you, I feel like, identify as family. This could be your actual family, this could be your friends, maybe even like the people that you work with. You know, maybe they've been motivating you, been kind of cheering you on. But I do feel there is this humble energy. I feel like is really just appreciating the process and understanding that there is still a lot of growth that needs to be happen, or that needs to happen, Cancer. We're never truly just like all of a sudden like, oh, I'm just completely healed and it's just I'm just and now I can just kind of coast on this journey. Cancer, there's always something I feel like to work on there. But and I feel like too that's to not let that be discouraging, but to let that be motivating. I feel like here with the Queen of Wands that excuse me, that we can always find this, there's always somewhere else that we can balance out there, and that we can always, I feel like, just be changing and adaptable. And again, with this Five of Wands, I feel like it's remembering that, again, it's not a competition. You know, we're not trying to, I feel like it is one thing to have people to motivate you behind you, you know, like partnering up with like a group or something where it's like, you know, you and let's say a friend or a family member are kind of tackling maybe working out each day, or maybe walking each day, or maybe you're trying to incorporate more food, or you know, more healthier foods and things. But yeah, it's just like I feel like a real just kind of appreciation for the energies, and to realize just, yeah, I feel like I'm just kind of repeating myself, so just something to kind of think about there, Cancer. But let's get a little bit more on this energy here. Hmm. Cancer. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, there's Taurus. I'm with it. Oh, and Aries, okay. So, we got all kinds of zodiacs here. So we have the moon card here, Pisces, the Hierophant, Taurus, the Emperor, Aries, and then you have the Nine of Wands and the Eight of Wands here, Cancer. And I feel with this Eight of Wands here that when we're going through this journey here, Cancer, you know, when I feel like when we're kind of getting on a roll there, like I feel we just want, sometimes I feel like we can want to take on more, I feel like with this Emperor energy, and I feel like in a taking on more, I feel like it's taking on more than we can choose sometimes. You know, when we feel like things are really kind of getting off, it's like, oh, I just tackled this thing, let me take on like 12 more things, and then something happens that kind of throws us out of whack and even throws off that initial thing there, Cancer. So I feel that there is, again, embracing that sort of methodical, kind of steady approach that comes with this Hierophant energy, with that Taurian energy, as far as just like appreciating the process along the way, and realizing that I feel like with the moon card here that I'm picturing just like this energy of almost being kind of cocky with the universe, almost like this, like, oh, is that all you got? And the universe is just like, oh, okay, bet. And then like, and again, not that I feel like where it's trying to bring you down, but I feel like it's just remembering these limitations in a sense that, you know, there's everyone's growth process is going to be different, and we just don't want to get to this place where we're burning ourselves out in a sense with the way I feel like with the Nine of Wands and with all this Wands energy that you do have. And so yeah, I just feel like it is one thing to walk confident in how you're doing, to feel great in what you're doing. You know, I do, it's again, there's this balance I feel like it's happening where you are feeling kind of, you got this swagger in your step, like, yeah, I am doing great, the progress is going along well. And so it's like, how can I keep that flow, this steady flow there? And then when you do feel like it makes sense to kind of take on more things, then it's just like it's intuitively kind of knowing when to kind of jump into this unknown there. And but also I feel like it's just like this moon card here, it's just like it's giving me this energy of just like there's more that we just want to be careful as far as just like looking before we leap, you know, in a sense of, because I feel like there's this almost like this, it's giving me this fool energy in the sense that almost that it is almost like an ego check, almost just like just sometimes, Cancer. So, you know, I hope that this is kind of, that this is making sense there, Cancer. But overall, I feel like this energy is just like really kind of appreciating the process. And I feel too, Cancer, when you do kind of reach a limitation there, you hit a wall or something along those lines, to not let it discourage you from keep going into that space. It's just like we may need to kind of recalibrate. Where it's just like, oh, okay, I may have, you know, okay. Here's a good example. So it's like let's say you've been running. You know, you've gotten like a mile, you've gotten down easy, and then one day you're just like, you know what, I think I'm gonna run 5 miles. You know what, like, let's do it. You know, and then you get into like mile 2, mile 3, and it's just like, oh, okay, maybe this is like it's just sort of like reality kind of sets in a little bit. It's just like, okay, this might have been a lot. And maybe we're turning around and maybe we're jogging back, or maybe we're going at a fast walk, a very energetic walk, is what I'm kind of feeling with that energy there, Cancer. So I feel like it's just a kind of like that temperance energy, or like make sure to just go about this in a moderate type of like a way there. So, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave that there, Cancer. Let's go ahead and get some advice from the lovely Venus. But I do like this energy there, Cancer, and I feel like you do. This is something to, I do feel like, you know, to be proud of in a sense. You have come a very long way. Man, you are getting a lot of energy here. Interesting, Cancer. All right, Cancer. Last little bit here. So you have the Two of Wands, the Three of Wands. You basically got all the wands here, Cancer. Because you have the Two of Wands, the Three of Wands, the Seven of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, the Hermit card, and the Star card here, Cancer. And let's switch back over. Because I feel with this energy here that... Where do you want to start? With this Seven of Swords here, Cancer, I do feel like this is... Could you see how this person is kind of, they like in the Five or in the Seven of Swords, usually there's this person that has, they're grabbing these five swords and they're trying to prevent, well, in this analogy, what I'm getting is that, like, I feel like just being careful of, as far as like rushing the process, because I feel like if we take off two more than we can chew, we've grabbed these five swords, but there are two swords that we've left behind in a sense. And so with the Two of Wands, I'm feeling this just like there's this just like this deeper understanding of how we can push ourselves there, Cancer, in knowing again our limitations in a sense, and to allow ourselves to let this, I feel like this potential grow with this Star card here. It's very interesting with the Star and the Hermit being here. It's just like I feel like there is a deeper understanding of your just of what you're working with energetically, and this is becoming really kind of familiar, what I was talking about with that. And I think that ties in nicely with this moon in Taurus. You're really kind of listening to the body and knowing when there's a time to push and when there's a time to rest, and when there's a time to just like, oh, maybe it's not the right moment to tackle this next thing yet, maybe I still need some things to solidify in this excuse me. Let me get some tea there, Cancer. There's some things that we can solidify in this go round here, in that it is a long process with this energy, Cancer, because as you grow, things begin to change. As you get stronger, the energies get stronger, the challenges get a little bit stronger there. But I do feel like it is coming with this Four of Pentacles with a very grounded approach and just a real kind of deeper understanding of who you are, how your energies work, and how that just like it translates, how when you do set these intentions, how the body does respond in kind, and that it'll get you to this place there. We may want to be, excuse me, where we're lifting, because like working out analogies seem to make the most sense in this, but it's like, I get where we may want to lift 100 pounds there, Cancer, but sometimes we got to start with 20, then build up to 30, then build up to 50, and then I just skipped a couple steps, but till we get up to that place. But know that we are going to get to that place where there's a will, there's a way, but it's just like everyone reaches that place differently. So, and I feel like too, it's not making sure you don't have the Five of Swords here, but I feel kind of that Five of Wands. It's just like, remember not to compare yourself to others and let that be something that is discouraging, and to be to be proud of how far you have come on this journey there, Cancer. So I think I'm going to leave that there. A little something to think about, but I like this, Cancer. And if you like this too, or something resonated with you, give it a thumbs up. And share this, Cancer, if you know someone who's been... And Cancer, that's even something to think about too. And because maybe even for some, maybe there's some people who are being a little too humble. Maybe there's something where we might be kind of not pushing ourselves enough in a sense. There is that balance there. Like we can be like, oh, well, I'm not quite ready yet. And it's like, you may be more ready than you think. You've been lifting 20 pounds for, months now, and it's gotten easier. So, when you get to that third and you feel that resistance, that's only natural. But I feel like you can still push yourself even that. So that might even be something to even consider there too, there, Cancer. So look at that. We share these things and then we learn more stuff there, Cancer. And then subscribe there, you star, sun. Hit that. And I like that you got the star, the sun, and the moon. That's dope. But yeah, hit that bell button. You get notified when I release videos each day. And then last little bit there, Cancer, check your sun, moon, rising, Venus placement, Mars, Mercury. Just check your chart there, Cancer. Understand the gifts that you're working with there. And then come on over to the Chariot. Oh, but you're already here. Come on over to Alchemist 8. I do weekly videos there, monthly ones. I'm getting ready to do Aquarius's yearly one tomorrow. Or, well, oh, actually later today. Actually, that we talked about that, Cancer. I got to get that going. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here, Cancer. And I like this. You got the Eight of Pentacles here, Cancer. And I feel with the Eight of Pentacles that this is that process, that methodical type of approach, keeping that steady type of flow. When it's time, I feel like, when it's ready to push, go for it, Cancer, and then let that become a routine for a little bit. Let that get kind of strengthen up, and then when it feels time, it's like I feel like this Eight of Pentacles is really kind of learning how to work smart with your energies there, not harder, working smarter. And I feel like that this is a very like a big part of routine, and I feel like as we get into this practice, learning to listen to our bodies, learning to know when the body's ready to push and when it's needing to kind of pull back a little bit. I feel like that deeper understanding there, Cancer, is going to really kind of help you shine in the long run there. But let me get your other oracle card here. Nice. So I can get you out of here, Cancer. Experience. Oh, and look at this, Cancer, because you absolutely, how fascinating. So you have the sun and stars here, Cancer, and you have the sun and star and moon. And so I do feel that there is this, how very fascinating. I'm feeling this energy of really becoming more in tune with your energies there, Cancer. Understanding how you sync up with these energies, these downloads that you're getting, these things that you're feeling, and just like I feel that this is that almost like that radiance that you're giving off there, Cancer. You're starting to shine brighter. You're giving off this. I feel like it's this walking tall, but it's not this cocky energy. It's this confident, proud type of energy that like, yeah, I know myself. Like I'm getting very familiar with who I am, how I operate in this like I'm feeling with the star card is almost like where you kind of fit in this constellation here, and how everyone kind of shines bright in a sense and has something different to bring to the table, and just this deeper understanding of yourself. And yeah, I feel like it's almost like that process. I like when the sun and the star are together, because I feel like that star is becoming this sun in a sense there, Cancer, and it's learning that energy through the moon, and how just I'm thinking, but just like with the lunar cycles, how we receive these kind of cosmic downloads from the sun through looking with the lunar energies, the whole thing, Cancer. But I'm with that. I think I'm gonna leave that there, Cancer. What a strong little ending there. But you stay safe out there, Cancer. All this stuff that you're learning about yourself, yes, let this experience be a humbling one, but I feel like, again, don't let it restrict you in a sense there, Cancer. Shine bright and find that balance. But and you keep eyes on the moon. Look at you getting your telescope out there, looking at these sun and stars there. Well, maybe not looking at the sun with your telescope, you know what I mean, Cancer, but looking at the moon and these stars. And yeah, let me just be mindful, Cancer. And I will catch you. Oh, boy. Oh, in Cancer, tomorrow, speaking of celestial stuff, the Sun and Pluto are moving into Aquarius tomorrow. And there's going to be that big conjunction that's going to be happening with the Sun and Pluto on that last degree, last minute of Capricorn. So that's going to be a big energy shift. So really kind of pay attention to your body. Kind of tune in and see how these energies do affect you, because we are getting ready to go through a really big energy shift. The 20th is going to be a big day. So keep that in mind there, Cancer. And I will catch you on the next one. Monday or Moon Day, Cancer.